Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Katherine Kelly, and I want to bring you a little more information about this model that I'm creating and how I'm going to roll this out to the world and how it's going to help you understand not only more factors about the human condition and the soul, but also more about your personal evolution. Now, I say often that evolution never happens as fast as we'd like it to, and it never happens in a straight line. And the reason I say that is that, boy, I have people coming to me like chomping at the bit to understand the soul, understand where they're going, understand parts of their lives. But we have to remember that it's a slow process. Evolution is meant to be slow so that we can really assimilate the information and learn about the human condition along the way. And when it comes to the soul, the soul has been so foreign from our healing. It's been so detached for thousands of years, unfortunately, that we have to integrate the soul back in a way that is more meaningful now and more modern, really. It's kind of like the modern soul. We have to really see, how does the soul fit now? And, a few years ago, I was asked by someone, a colleague, how can I start learning about what you're doing and where did you learn what you've learned? And I was just kind of stymied because I didn't have an answer at the time. I didn't know how to answer that question because I've had experiences over decades that basically helped me understand the soul, things that people would think I was crazy for, honestly, as far as my communication with spirit and having past life spontaneous memories come and all kinds of things that were happening for me. And so, it was one of those things where it really has been an evolution of my own. And my web designer has said over and over again, she's like, wow, you have evolved so much in the last year and a half, 2 years. And I don't see it because I'm in it. And so we are evolving all the time, and we might not even know what we're integrating until we're kind of there and we look back. And so when I think about the evolution of individuals and how I help people and how really I'm rolling into training other practitioners to do what I do and understand what I do, I know it's an evolutionary process. I know that it is something that's going to take time. And that is, in fact, why I created this diagram, this image, to help people realize there really is an evolution behind all of this. As you go from a soul health scholar all the way up to a soul health sage, I mean, you really understand through these four levels, these four certifications, it is an evolution. I can't teach it all in one course because there's too much to teach and there's too much that needs to be assimilated into our everyday life in order for us to be able to portray it to the world and live it and all that. So the reason that I'm talking about this now is, someone recently asked me what the best way is to start learning about the soul. And again, I had a very difficult time. I'm still having a difficult time knowing where to tell him to start, for a couple of reasons. He's in a totally different field. The soul thing is very new to him. His own personal life is very new to him. Life is kind of evolving for him. And so it's one of those things where it really kind of puts me back and go, wow, how did I start learning about the soul? And also, where do I tell people to start? And literally on Saturday of this week, I was out walking the greenway like I normally do, and I was alone. I didn't bring the dogs, and I was just kind of processing things as I was walking. And it came to me, wow, I really do need to create like a Soul 101 series for videos because I think that, for someone who's never really talked about the soul, never really experienced the soul, never really integrated the soul into their awareness and consciousness, you have to start somewhere. And yet, because I do this stuff all the time, I forget that there's a whole lot of distance between now and the time when I wasn't even thinking about the soul either, which would have been probably my early 20s before I started actually using the word soul. But then also, I was always interested in spiritual topics, but it's like, how did that evolution occur? And so the reason I'm saying this for this blog today is the whole idea of how in the world do we get started? How do we resurrect that most important part of us? How do we bring it to that level of consciousness that we live it every day when ancient cultures used to live it every day all the time? Um, and there must be, and I look at this as there must be a reason why the civilizations lost contact with their souls so that they can rebirth into their souls again. So Is it frustrating for me that the modern world does not integrate the soul and listen to the soul and think about the soul? Yes, but I also look at it from a consciousness perspective that there must be a reason why we had to kind of put it away, put it into this place where we're not aware of it, so that we can rebirth into it or reconnect with it and reacquaint ourselves with it. And so for those of you who are like, okay, she's talking gibberish, I have no idea what she's talking about. She's, talking some Swahilian language or something. Know that there's more coming. I'm going to be providing a lot of information about, again, everything I can, from really basic concepts all the way up to really robust concepts. I'm going to show you another image, and I can't remember if I showed this on another video, but this is another video or image that I created to help people understand the idea of evolution. And it's a clock, basically, if you look at this, and it really is a walk through time as you start to understand the soul and understand who you are in the context of the soul. Because really, people think about awakenings as, boom, I'm there. Okay, I've had this awakening, I'm there. But really, an awakening is, wow, okay, I'm groggy, I'm trying to figure this out, I'm trying to figure out how to move into a new awareness. And even after a spiritual awakening, it takes time. It takes time to go, wow, what the hell was that just happened? How do I make sense of this? What do I do with this? And there are different kinds of awakenings like crazy. And so it's just there's so many layers. And that is one of the things that I'm going to help you all understand over time. And I'm going to say over time, because there are so many different layers. There's so many different aspects to what we have to learn. I had a soul healing client yesterday that I did a second Akashic record reading for, and she's a psychologist. She lives up north, and she's going through some stuff. And at the end of the session, I said, I'm going to show this image to you because it'll help you understand what's going on. And I showed her this image. And I said, as a psychologist, I so appreciate the fact that she understands at least some of the soul side of this, so she can start to weave her personal experiences, her personal struggles together in order to understand them at a bigger level. And as I was showing her this, she's like, oh my God, where can I get a hold of that? That makes so much sense. And it's so helpful. And the reason I'm saying all of this is that we have so many layers to us. We have so many different aspects to us. And as we peel this away, as we start to connect dots, as we start to go through this evolutionary process, the spiral of life, the spiral of evolution, I'm going to hopefully weave as much together for you as I can, because of the fact that each and every aspect, each and every experience we have as part of the human condition is really part of our soul's evolution. And so if we can raise our consciousness, raise our awareness, and detach a little bit from the discomfort that we are experiencing in our lives, and look from that bigger view to say, whoa, wait a minute, how is this going to help me? How is this going to help season me? What am I supposed to break through? What am I supposed to leave behind? As we start to connect that human condition back with the soul's perspective, not only do we feel comforted in some way because we know, oh, that's why we're going through this. And we always feel better if we're getting something out of a situation, especially if it's difficult. So if we can raise that consciousness to know, wow, this is part of my unfolding, evolving process of life, process of getting to know who I am at that deeper level, then basically it all comes together. Now, am I there yet? Apparently not, because I'm still here. I'm a human being. Am I living my life purpose? Yes, I do believe I am. I feel like this is really my mission, and my purpose here is to help other people understand this. And by really coming together and seeing, for me, for putting this down on paper and realizing, wow, this is how this goes together. I know that I'm kind of evolving my own way, but see, that's how this happens. Is I evolve, I get to help you evolve, and then it just kind of, that karmic matrix spreads out and touches people in a way, hopefully, that it's reachable. So anyway, I guess all of this to say, more Soul 101 information is coming, as well as advanced kind of concepts are coming. I have a whole series on soul age that I want to get out there and help people understand how much soul age, the age of your soul, the wisdom that you already hold, makes a difference in how you handle the human condition. I have all this information about soul composition and the soul matrix and and I see now how it all fits together, and I want to help you see that too, because it will help you go, oh, wow, that makes so much sense. And I don't know why I didn't know this before, but it's going to help pull you into a grounded foundation of helping you move forward. So this was, again, more of almost an infomercial on saying what's to come, but I'm planting these concepts now so people can have an idea of where they want their souls to go. How do you want to learn about your soul? There's so much information out there. Some of it's really great, some of it's really bad. I'm hopefully going to help you sift through that. So I hope you have a wonderful day. And again, I bring all of this information to you in light and love in our own evolution as a population and as a collective soul group, because this is where we need to go and this is where we are going. So again, in light and love, have a wonderful day, and I'll be back soon. Take care.